I was born and raised in Frederick, Maryland. Graduated from Frederick High School, entered the Army 1 January 1995. First duty station was Schweinfurt, Germany. Did 3 years there. Then went to Fort Sill, Oklahoma. Did 2 years there. Then Fort Bragg, North Carolina, 82nd Airborne Division. Did 2 years there and did 15 months in Korea, Camp Casey. And then been at Fort Campbell since 2003. Well, it's my 4th deployment coming up here in June. Deployed 6 months to Bosnia-Herzegovina in '96. Then in '05 deployed to Iraq. Came back '06. Then in '07 deployed to Iraq again. Came back in '08. Then about to deploy to Afghanistan here in June.
Blood brothers, an ancestral bond between like-minded individuals that share one passion. New Breed TV, brought to you by Cherokee Sports. Blood Brothers TV, share your passion.
Hunting for me is almost, being outside, being involved with the outdoors, something like this, whatever. It's hard for me to put into words what it means to me as a human, as a person, and what it means to me in my regular everyday lifestyle. There's not a minute, when I wake up, between the time I wake up and I go to bed, you're hard pressed to find a minute in there I'm not thinking about what I'm going to be buying for next duck season, what kind of new shells I need, or what farmer I need to be talking to for the next place to be hunting. That's all I think about. And like I said, it gives me a feeling of belonging. It gives me a feeling of being unique, because I know how many people for some reason, don't take advantage of what's out their back door. And I'm one of those people that if I had a fishing pole or a shotgun in my hand, I'd find some way to stay busy for a long, long, long time. I'm 23 years old. I've lived in this area my entire life, Northeast Kansas. Just a bona fide outdoorsman. Since day one, my dad's had me out in the woods, on the riverbanks, looking for mushrooms, fishing, hunting. I do it. That's kind of the basis and foundation of who I am and what I want to be. I work full-time for a lawn and landscaping company. My dad and his group of friends pretty much taught me everything I know as far as waterfowling and hunting, and respecting the outdoors, and respecting your neighbors, and respecting landowners, respecting the animals themselves. I've had a lot of good teachers, I've had a lot of good mentors, and I feel very fortunate to have the opportunities I've had. Of course, when I was in high school, I had sports and all that stuff, and it really slowed me down, and you're kind of wondering what you're doing and wondering what you want to do in life. But after I got out of high school, I grabbed this wildlife and outdoors thing by the horns, and it's just growing every year. I'm involved with tuning and making a few custom calls for waterfowl, which I just enjoy. It gives me something in the off season to keep going with year round. There's a lot of family outings. If it was a family vacation, we were going to a wilderness area or a national park system. We never went to big cities or Disney World. That's where we went. It's a family affair. Of course, I've got a good support system for sure. Well, this morning, me and Freddie decided we were gonna set up on a farm that I've hunted 9 or 10 years now. So I've been trying to figure out what these turkeys are doing, and coming out of a pretty big hole, pretty big roost, a good 8 or 10 birds, and that they were gonna be working this hillside.
Just come across it, baby.
Yeah, you got them going. It was one of them deals where, we had we had turkeys. We had a dozen, 15 birds, 4 to 6 jakes we knew for sure, 3 to 4 big old longbeards that we knew for sure that were spread out. And it's just one of those things. When you got the birds out in front of you and you can see them, you know something's probably good's gonna happen.
From a tree. No. There's a turkey fixing to walk right by.
We worked this one single tom that we thought was a winner. He was on the opposite side of the field from the jakes, and he kept on giving us, you know, he would gobble every time we cut. He would really gobble good. He just ended up walking on off. You know, we pretty much settled into the waiting game at that point.
Old and mature enough to be a strata.
Blood Brothers TV will be right back.
Blood Brothers, to me, means folks all across the country sharing the same love for the same thing. It's the tie that binds. It's the thing we all have in common. Thus, the definition, Blood Brothers. We may not know each other, we may not have ever talked, but because of our love for what we do in the outdoors, we're all blood brothers. We're all kin. Anybody that you see, anywhere you happen to travel, if he's got camouflage on, if he's got a sticker on his truck or whatever, if you're in a parking lot somewhere and you had a flat tire, that would be the first person you'd go to. He'd be the guy that you could count on helping you out. You would have that common bond even though you never knew the guy. We all look for that enjoyment that we find in the outdoors, our time off, you know, whether you take vacation time to go hunting or whether it's what you do for a living or whatever it is, it's the same for all of us. It's the desire, it's the enjoyment we get out of that. It's all of it. Our love for the outdoors, hunting and fishing and sitting in a tree stand and watching the sunrise or a duck blind or watching the mist come off the water when you're out on the lake getting ready to make your first cast, all that stuff, we all have that same makeup, that same wiring in our chip. So at the end of the day, we're all blood brothers. And guys, that's what we're going to show you here on Blood Brother TV. We're all blood brothers. Whether you're hunting the most expensive lease in Arkansas during duck season, your granddaddy's farm in Iowa, or public ground right here in Tennessee. It's the tie that binds us together that makes us all blood brothers, is the reason we're out there and the reason we love it. I'm a blood brother. Are you?
Welcome back to Blood Brothers TV.
We had a lot of birds, but man, you talk about if they move, you can't really move after them. It's not a run and gun situation at all. And when they moved and did their thing, that's what we had to let them. And we didn't call too much, and we didn't try to convince them to do anything they didn't want to do, because you just can in a situation like this. So being as that we were out in an open and in a very highly traveled turkey area, we just decided to wait it out.
Isn't that cool? That's cool stuff.
Been waiting for a couple hours. Things had kind of calmed down a little bit, and you know, it's just kind of one of them things. I don't really care what you're hunting, whether it's, you know, squirrels or ducks and geese or deer or whatever it is. You know, there's a certain point when something happens or a turn of events will take place that, you know, maybe things are starting to definitely start going your way. Every 20 yards, he would stop for, I'd say a minute, and every minute just seemed like we're just lasting forever. I mean, he would sit there on a terrace for just a teeny period of time. All the while, my knuckles are turning white, my knees are starting to shake, because, I mean, it seems like he's sitting there for 20 minutes. He fanned out, and then he started making his way again. I mean, every time Freddie would say, "He's coming," I'd start getting the old knees going, and I'd have to plant my heels in the ground to make sure my knees weren't going, because I was just, God, it's like my first turkey I'd ever shot, to tell you the truth. He's a very detail-oriented gobbler, and he was scrutinizing every little last detail of our setup. He'd get his head way up in the air. You know, you're just trying to figure out what he's thinking. Is he liking what he's seeing? Is he not liking what he's seeing? You know, you're trying to pick this bird's brain apart when you really know that it's time to just wait and let everything happen and let those decoys, you know, move a little bit and hopefully convince him that everything's okay. He came up over the terrace, and he was making his way towards our decoys. He wasn't nervous. He was comfy. He was strutting. He was shaking his head, getting all lined up, making sure he was as pretty as he could be for these 4 hens that were watching him. You could see this turkey, granted he wasn't right up in him, in the decoys facing him, but he was strutting, almost looking over his shoulder to see if those hens were going to come with him.
Blood Brothers TV will be right back.
Get yours today at Cabela's and participating supercenters or your local sporting goods retailer.
Welcome back to Blood Brothers TV.
Boom, baby! You talk about waiting on a turkey, brother.
I know that I felt like my legs were jello, my knuckles were white, and I literally just had to fall back down on my back and stretch out and take some deep breaths. And it was, oh man, it was exciting. It was really, really exciting to get out there with a new guy, a new outdoorsman that I just met, and to get out there and put a bird down like that was it's just, you know, the climax, you know, the reason we get out there, the reason why we stress ourselves out over a feathered bird is for that 30 seconds of, you know, harvesting that bird, and everything came together. It was a great experience, and I'm just happy I can share it with my brothers. Well, from 300 to 30 yards after the first call, it was all decoys to right here. What an awesome Kansas Eastern.
TWRA does an outstanding job for the wounded warrior soldiers and the soldiers that are still able to participate. It is greatly appreciated. I had a buddy of mine, Sean Bennett. He was a wounded warrior. He's a Silver Star recipient. He was in my unit. He introduced me to the wounded warrior hunts. I come down here. This is my second hunt with these guys, and they basically roll out the red carpet for you, treat you like your own, like one of their own kids, and take you in and build you up, send you out. It's a treat to know, you know, because we don't get to see especially me being active duty, don't get to see the portion of the civilian side, helping the soldiers, especially the ones that's been wounded and trying to recover. And this is helping the soldiers that are wounded recover. I like to thank the TWRA putting on these hunts for the soldiers. You know, I try to make every one that I can, but sometimes the old lady won't let me, but it's great. It truly is. I grew up in the suburbs of Maryland, and buddies of mine, we used to go out, he lived in the country, go out there, shoot rabbit. Then I got away from it, came into the military, and I guess it was about 2 years ago, a buddy of mine said, Smoke, you need to go hunting again. And I picked it up and can't put it down. Well, got married. That was one of the things that kept me away from it. Then got divorced and remarried, and that was another thing that kept me away from it. Well, a lot of time in the woods being a 13 Bravo artilleryman, but I wasn't able to do what I wanted to do out there. It was always doing for our country in the Army, and when I did pick it back up and got out there for myself, just great things happened. Oh, this morning was great. Got out there before sunrise, called and called and called, and we got response everywhere we called. First spot we went up into, like 10 times came around the decoy. Two jakes walked around me, but I couldn't get to them because of the tree. And it was exciting. It was so many birds around us. It was just like the most best thing I've ever seen. It was amazing to watch them strut in front of you and walk in front of you and sit still and they not notice you. And I didn't get to get a shot, but that's the breaks though, that's hunting. To them, and it
Brothers TV will be right back.
Are you geared up for this upcoming turkey season? Serious turkey hunters will now find all their bases covered at their local sporting goods retailer. Cherokee Sports Featherlight Fusion Series decoys are designed to be the most realistic and mobile decoy produced today. Super lightweight and compact photo printed bodies with heads molded from real freeze-dried turkeys. It just doesn't get any more realistic. From the full strut Billy Bad act to the feeding wobblehead hen with multiple models in between, turkey hunters will find a decoy for every need. By far the most mobile and realistic decoys on the market, these decoys will fit in the side pocket of most turkey vests, enabling you to carry a whole flock easily. If you're serious about being successful this turkey season, you'll want the very best decoy available. Cherokee Sports Fusion Series turkey decoys have got you covered. Available at Gander Mountain, The Sportsman's Guide, and fine sporting goods retailers. Get yours today.
Welcome back to Blood Brothers TV. Well,
Yeah, I would. He might just be going. He's cutting through the woods just a little.
Yeah, we called back about lunchtime. Everybody was doing the ceremony. And my guide said, "You want to go back to the ceremony, continue to hunt?" I said, "Continue to hunt." Everybody was patient, you know, took our time. We didn't rush anything. We walked for a little while and put out a couple decoys, called, we got a response, you know, but it just wasn't right. So we picked up and moved a couple other times. Was walking up some good hills, I tell you. Got tired at one point. I was, but you know, that's all in hunting. So we kept at it and kept at it. Then in about 1400, time permitted. 1400.
That long bear's coming back. Bear comes.
I could hear him spitting, I could hear his feathers dragging on the ground, you know, but I was tired, but I was poised. I waited and I waited. Cameraman was telling me, just wait till he stops strutting. So when he pushes his neck out and take the shot. And it was the most beautiful thing I saw. He was strutting the whole time. My cameraman was telling me, wait till he stops strutting and calm down. He wouldn't stop strutting. As soon as I saw him and I knew he was coming towards us, I knew I was gonna kill him. You know, when you get excited sometimes, you just gotta keep it to yourself. Because you'll mess everything up if you let it out. Brett, man, that was my caller all day. I could see he was getting tired. Man, next to the last stop that we put the decoys up, he sent out a call. We got a gobble. He pointed like this. I could see he was tired. Head was down, hand was up. But he hung in there with me. You know, I greatly appreciate it. You know, he did his thing. He basically did all the work, I just pulled the trigger. We were all out there for the same purpose. So it was a connection from the beginning.
It's right on top. It's right on top of him. I don't know, it's fixing to be funny.
Way to go, Phil.
Oh, they did all the work. You know, I was just the guy behind the gun pulling the trigger. because, you know, with the calling and my guide falling asleep on me, calling the hogs, you know, it was phenomenal. It was great, you know, because everybody played the part. And the cameraman coaching me at the same token. You know, it was a great experience for my first kid. Oh, once I took him down and I got behind them fans and took that picture, that's what it was all about. Because I got something to put on Facebook, show everybody on Facebook. Because this morning I posted that I was out here waiting for the turkeys to come off the roofs. And now I got some follow-up. This hunt was a great hunt. I couldn't ask for anything better, and I'm glad I shared it with my brothers. I truly am.
Blood Brothers TV rocks. Become a Blood Brother by going to www.bloodbrotherstv.com. Brought to you by Cherokee Sports. You've been watching Blood Brothers TV.